this is going to be a lightly edited video so we can share it on YouTube as quick as possible. Hello, everyone, and welcome. It is Wednesday, the 28th of December. The last time we're meeting this year is a Knowledge Bolide Hangout. But we want to look at our Christmas and holiday and Hanukkah and whatever. If you bought it for yourself or someone bought it for you, let's take a look at your coolest presents. And we're just going to roll really quickly. So I'm up first with my beautiful brand new Sikhote-Alin that Sue bought me.
And Topher, there was much consultation around this particular space rock.
I know. Yeah. I don't know what I would do without Mike, Cliff, and Pat always answering my questions.
Ooh, oh, very nice. Very nice.
I mean,
very sculpted.
I can zoom in on it now.
Gorgeous, and it's like in the dictionary when you look up Sikhote-Alin, this is what you see.
Yep. That's classic.
Super nice. Wow.
Very nice.
Can you see the flow lines up here?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That you can illustrate meteorite in the dictionary with that.
Yeah. Even the average idiot should say, "Oh my God, that must be a meteorite."
And the faceted look to the regmaglyphs on this are about the grain boundaries between the taenite and kamacite and the very wide taenite bands. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Love the shape on that. That's great.
Gorgeous meteorite.
That's that was awesome what you were saying, Pat, about the I call it the honeycomb look. With all the regmaglyphs being about the same size and fitting together, but it's really the grain barriers of the metal.
The grain boundaries. So Sikhote-Alin, was extremely energetic, broke many times into many pieces, and when a nickel iron meteorite is entering the atmosphere and breaks, it generally will break along the grain boundaries between the taenite and kamacite. And Sikhote-Alin has really wide taenite plates. And so you get this beautiful faceted look to the regmaglyphs that is pretty darn close to unique.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this piece. It's really nice.
Yeah, that's really sweet. Nice.
I'm glad Sue got it for me because it's a really great example of those little regmaglyphs that I love and how they come together. Believe it or not, this is the biggest and best Sikhote-Alin that I have. I've been pretty much hand to mouth. When it comes into inventory, I use it for marketing and I sell it. So this is finally one I get to keep in my collection for a while, and I'm pretty pumped about that. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. I love you.
What's the weight on that?
It's just under 77 grams.
Nice.
Yeah.
We will not be able to go into this depth on anything else, I guarantee.
We need to avoid the rat hole.
Yeah, we are going to change gears again to the holiday show and tell. But before that, I do have a very important announcement. Marissa, I'm hoping you can unmute yourself if you are muted, but Marissa, congratulations on becoming the newest board of directors member of the IMCA.
Wow! Congratulations, Marissa.
Congrats, man. Finally.
That's Marissa.
Congratulations.
Cool, Marissa. Awesome. That is cool.
That was surprising, but I made out pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, very happy for you on that one.
Not surprising for us. We know you're.
Maybe you can shake the dinosaurs up a bit.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna try. We need to do this smartly and work with them, not against them.
Exactly.
Yes.
There you go.
Your goal is to make things better, not destroy the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Carl and Dianne, let's go to you.
I want to share screen. Hold on a moment. I've got three things I want to show off, one of which I have in hand. Two of the other ones I haven't received yet, but I'm just going to show you the lesser quality teaser photos of them. First of all, though, I'm going to share this one. And
by in hand, Carl, means we have received it. It's at home. It is not here where we are in the hotel room.
Actually, I need to back up. Okay. This is the NY8159 I bought for myself under the microscope.
Ooh.
This is the 0.313 gram piece that I bought. And just want to scroll through some of the close-ups of this thing under the microscope.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
that's
the Martian
fascinating.
augite basalt.
A lot of light colors on there.
Yeah.
This is the enhanced dynamic range adjusted
Okay.
images from the Dynalite. You know, the unadjusted is slightly darker.
So it's got some interesting stuff going on in this meteorite.
Yeah.
I don't understand all of it.
Those
Some of
veins
what we see might be some of the augite crystals.
So for the recording purposes, this is a 1 of 1.
One of one,
And
yes.
the total known mass per the Met Ball is just under 150 grams.
Yes, and this is 0.313 grams.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cliff.
Thanks, Cliff.
Yep.
And this is the first of, these are crap photographs, I admit. These are both L6s. This one, and they're both from Japan, Witnessed Falls. So that's why I grabbed them. They don't come up very often for sale.
No.
This is a Gifu from Japan, which fell in 1909. It's an L6. And that's just a not quite 2 gram piece. And then next one is Kokubunji, a rare fall from Japan from 1986. It's also an L6. But the nice thing about this, it shows you the difference in colors of L6s. Some are very dark and some are very light.
It was a witness fall?
These are both Witness Falls. This was 1986. And the previous one was 1909. So that's an early Japan Witness Fall.
Yeah.
So those are two of the maybe 7 meteorites coming my way that I haven't received yet.
Yeah.
Those are
Them
amazing.
after we're back in town.
Yep. So that's all I wanted to share tonight. It was just that little bit of stuff for you.
I'm really glad you shared that with us, especially the 8159, the Martian, because that is the 1 of 1 augite basalt. And the thing is, it's huge dollars for the material per gram. And all the pictures I've ever seen of it have been horrible pictures. So I think that was our best look at that very rare and important meteorite. So thank you very much.
Would you like us to upload those pictures to the drive?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I can send them to
Okay.
you.
We can do that.
Yeah.
That's the most I've ever spent on a single meteorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost
no.
the most we've spent on one package of meteorites.
Wow. Well, let me see here. We have Mr. Pat Brown next.
Okay,
Pat?
and I promise
And then-
not to go into a dissertation on this one.
Okay, we got Allison behind you, so
So this one showed up in the mail 2 days ago, and I have been waiting to open it. So I just cut it open. That's the customs thing that says 1 times rock for study.
Sure it is.
So there it is, emptied out.
Bubble wrap.
Yeah. So this one, I'll show you the stone first here, and then we'll look at the tags. This is
That's small for you there, Pat.
yeah, it's very small. This one is close to unobtainium. And the cool thing about this one was that it came with a bunch of old copies of old labels.
oh wow.
So this, what you're looking at there is a very sub-gram piece of Vigarano.
Oh, that's on my bucket list.
So there's a copy of one of the old labels.
Nice.
Yes.
I would have guessed me gay.
And of course, this is the namesake for the CV meteorites, and it was previously quite a rare type, a rare classification, that hadn't been studied super extensively. This thing fell in 22nd of January in 1910. And in February of 1969, the meteorite gods delivered a whole bunch of this stuff to us in the form of Allende.
Yep.
So I'm not much of a historic meteorite guy, but I couldn't resist this one.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I really appreciate those labels and the history of it. That's fantastic, man.
Yeah, so this is from Alan Mazer, and he did have some other pieces. I don't know if they've already disappeared into people's Christmas stockings, but
Have to check that out to see.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I appreciate that. We're going to go to Allison in 1 second. I have something else. I got to keep interjecting myself in there. I'm going to have 5 things at the end. So let's check out my next item, and then we're going to go to Allison.
Okay.
Pat, could you highlight my camera for me?
yes, I can.
All right. So first off, this is a gift that I got from Roberto Vargas.
Mm.
Oh, no, this was not. Hold on. No, this is not it. No, I'm sorry. Where is it? Oh, I have the wrong COA in here. Hold on. Wow, I was freaking out for a second. Jesus.
I trust
Oh
this is
my
not the
gosh.
one that Sue wanted you
Something
to
said
not reveal.
micros, and the other
Yeah.
thing said uncut. So yeah.
All right, let's try this again. This was a gift from Roberto Vargas.
Cool.
So this is super cool. Now I received Junction City gifts from both Roberto and Matt from the same rock that hit the same road. So thank you very much, Roberto. I really appreciate that, man.
Nice.
Very
Now,
nice.
these were a gift from my beautiful wife, Sue. And I love the fact that I have a matching set.
Ooh.
Nice.
And the stone.
This is NWA 15303. It is one of the newest classifications. It is an achondrite Brachinite-like.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
And I've never obviously seen one before. So Sue got me this for the holidays.
Nice.
Very
I
nice.
think it's super cool.
That's
She's
cool.
very
I'd
nice to get
like to see that under the scope.
Yes.
Yeah, this ought to show some really nice triple junctions.
It looks like straight stained glass under the scope. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna. Is that one that is extraordinarily colorful when you?
Yeah, that's the one that was at the that Roberto had on the scope at the Mount Bethel show.
Yep.
Nice.
Very cool.
That's photo worthy.
And what's great about it is I actually have the thin section, maybe not from the same stone, but from the same classification. So I'm going to put that thin section under the microscope and enjoy that puppy in its full color.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice eye candy.
Yeah. So thank you for that very much, Sue. We are going to go to Allison as promised. Allison, how are ya? Happy
I'm
holidays.
very good. How's everybody?
Fantastic.
Good.
I got myself a gift,
Mm.
and it was actually really hard to decide, like, am I going to show one thing or everything? Because Sue really, really knocked my live sale package out of the park, you guys. But this is something that I've wanted for a long time. And I just got it yesterday. I opened it last night. And so I'm still really geeking out on it.
Mhm.
Anybody want to guess what this is? If you
Is that-
know,
Is
don't
that your
guess.
home state Pallasite?
It is. Do you know what it is?
I can't remember the name of it.
Wow, I know what it is.
I would
That-
also.
Choteau Pallasite.
Choteau.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's
And
not
this
easy to
is-
get.
Really nice.
No, it's not. And Choteau is an ungrouped Pallasite. And the way
Nice.
that I read the Met Bull write up on the Choteau Pallasite is that it's more like Lodronite pallasite.
Mm.
That the what would usually be an olivine inclusion is more like lodronite material. To me, it looks more like mesosiderite inclusion.
Yeah.
But I am in love with this little metal bleb right here, and there's this busy part over here is cool. The back side of it's cool, and I want to thank Mike Kelly, by the way. This was corroding pretty badly when I bought it.
I was
And
gonna say he made it look amazing.
Yeah, he restored it for me, and he did a wonderful job, you guys.
That's
Great
really
job.
very nice.
So he's put it on a magnet so that it'll stay put in that case for me. But I'm gonna take it out and turn it over.
Oh,
Sweet.
That's cool.
you're a very lucky girl
That's
to have that.
interesting.
Yeah,
nice.
not only is it a beautiful piece of Choteau, but it's an end cut.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I'm thrilled,
Yeah.
you guys.
What is
Gonna
the
tell
total
us that-
known weight of that,
That is
Allison?
4 grams, and that is one of the most expensive meteorites by far that I have in my collection. By far.
Yeah,
I
we're
can
all
believe
batting
it.
1,000 here this time.
What's the total known weight of the find?
I know that. Why can't I call it up real quickly?
8.47 kilograms.
There you go.
Not
Thank
that
you.
huge, really.
Oh, okay.
No, not very big. So,
You've
and the
been after
story
that
on
one
this,
for a while.
How much of that is actually on the market?
Not much.
there are some bigger pieces of this out there, some middle cuts, middle slices and stuff, but the Montana Meteorite Lab, Marlin and what's his wife's name? I can't think of her name. Anyway, they went
Kitty
to an
Kilgore.
estate.
Oh,
They
Kilgore.
went,
Steve Kilgore.
no,
Marvin
Marlin
Kilgore.
Marvin
Still-
Kilgore, I mean.
Sills,
and
Marvin
Oh,
Sills.
I can't think of her
Sills.
name, but they went to an estate sale in Choteau, and the gentleman had passed away, and the family knew that he had found this on the property somewhere, and they're
Ah.
not sure when or even exactly where. But when the Montana Meteorite Lab couple came across it in Choteau, they purchased it and took it straight home and cut it. So
Awesome.
Nice. Wow.
That's
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Allison. That's really
must
cool.
be
yeah,
so
thank you
excited.
guys. I'm seriously just over the moon about this piece. It's
Yeah,
so cool.
what a backstory on that one too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, and then, by the way, I know that there were a lot of people who in the crew who were really involved in, hey, we're going to make sure you get a piece of this one way or another. And it worked out that I got a piece, but I got a lot of thank yous, and you guys have been behind me the whole way. So thank you guys. And just, yeah, thanks for being excited with me, by the way.
Oh, no, that's
Very,
awesome.
very cool.
Awesome stuff, Allison. Awesome.
How long have you been hunting that one?
Couple of years now.
And
I
how
have
long have you been in the
2 dot and
meteorites?
Roundup. I have 2 dot and Roundup. There are 7
Mhm.
meteorites in the state of Montana. 1 stony, which is 2 dot, and Roundup is one of the irons, and this is the only pallasite from Montana. And of course, it's ungrouped. It's unlike any other pallasite. It's one of one, really. So
Cool.
it's like Carl said, it's kind of unobtainium.
Very
Cool.
good. Wow. Congrats. Very happy
Yes.
for you. Sweet. Start with that one, man. These are more gifts. These are from a friend of the knowledge Bolide, Salamo, known as Yoda Meteorites. This is the only Ureilite with no olivine at all. It's an augite bearing Ureilite 14222. Cliff, you had something you wanted to say, or you just read about this?
Yeah. The total known mass is 200 grams.
Wow. Oh, wow.
How many pieces does it even say?
Wow.
Oh,
No, it just says many dark brownish fragments.
Well, I am super jazzed then that I have 2.5 grams of it.
Awesome.
a bit more than 1%.
Oh.
That's a beautiful little individual.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
really kind of cool.
Nice job.
I'm very grateful, Salamo. Thank you very much. I recently purchased some Ureilites from him. So he sent holiday gifts, and they're both Ureilites. So that was the first one. So I'm basically really expanding out my Ureilite collection with this one. And then another one. And this is one I don't have either. This is when I don't have the classification either. A Ureilite polymect.
Nice.
It's noted that it has C1 and C2 class. So I'll let you guys talk about that. But here it's the razor thin slice.
Beautiful.
Oh man, that's
That's
super thin.
Any
Yeah, and
translucent?
when it comes to carbonaceous inclusions, those are the rarest of the rare.
They look nice under the scope.
And this one is also a very small classification, total of 210 grams, 34 pieces.
So
So knowing
nice
him,
slice.
this is probably one of the larger slices available.
wow.
That's
Congrats.
very colorful too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's extremely colorful for a Ureilite.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing.
That's why I
Cutting
was.
that must have been interesting.
That is a special piece right there.
Yeah.
I
So
like the shine to it.
again, big shout out to our friend Salamo, Yoda Meteorites. Really, very kind of you. And I did treat it like a Christmas present. I did not open it at all until Christmas morning.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
No, seriously, I put it under the tree. And last week, if you guys recall, I showed you my two Ureilites. And those I opened, but the Christmas present from him I put under the tree because, hey, I'm a big kid. I want to open a present too.
Yep.
That's cool.
Pat Brown in the
Topher's
house.
he's strangely patient when it comes to Christmas presents. It's maddening. Like I make him a stocking every year, and he literally was like, "I'm gonna just open this tomorrow." I'm like, "No, open it now. It's Christmas Day." He literally will sit there and like try to hold off on opening presents as long as possible. It drives me insane.
He enjoys the anticipation.
He does.
No, I just love driving her insane. Pat Brown, what you got for us, my man?
Yeah, so I was informed that in a recent hangout I didn't show any type 3s, so I wanted to fix that. This is actually not a Christmas present meteorite, but whenever I feel like I need to settle myself down, I sit down, turn everything else off, and just sit and look at stuff under the microscope. So this one is the one that I looked at under the microscope on Christmas Day, and it's such a pretty meteorite that I had to share. So, and we're looking at a whole stone here, and so that's why the whole thing's not in focus at once. But
that's what's amazing about it, man. And you haven't even cut this thing, and we can already see that much stuff going on. Thank you very much, Pat. We have Mr. Monkman in the building. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you? So I did open one meteorite related item for Christmas. And we were talking about this just the other day. And I got this, or I put it on my list because Barnstable, this is the book that Barnstable was published.
Yeah.
Stephen Amara's find. And it's an interesting book, and it's pretty basic. It's not super technical, so kids can read it and understand it, or Neanderthals like me.
Who's the author again?
The author is, oh, you're gonna make me say that.
I know, I was watching for you.
Spell it.
Yang Wang. Here.
Yeah.
Can you see it right there?
Yeah, I think
Inan Wang.
Inan Wang.
Wang or Wang.
Wang or
Yeah.
Wang.
Yeah,
But
it's actually a really good book.
yeah, and I've already looked through half of it. It's short definitions, just shows some representatives, but it's the 50 states, unofficial 50 states of meteorites, and it just shows all the different, or some of the different classifications from certain United States. But here's the cool part, because I have such an amazing family and group of friends, I have a whole stack of
certificates.
gift certificates that I'm going to be getting a really nice stone or two in the next couple of days, hopefully.
So what percentage of the total issued gift certificates from Topherspin Meteorites does Chris have at the current time?
It's probably 90%.
So he's got a fair majority of them, but it's something that people have asked for a while, and I finally got off my lazy ass. Well, I'm not lazy, but I'm just busy, and I finally made some of them, and I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty nice because you, like you said, you can collect them, and put a few of them together, or put a stack of them together like he's going to. Yeah. So thank you very much, man. I appreciate the you're propping up that book. And if that book is interesting to you, the same author has released, I think, 3 or 4 other books in this series: the unofficial Rock and Gem, the unofficial whatever, but it's all about different states, and it's all along what we're talking about. So you can check that out inside the front leaf. Chris, can you open up the front leaf of the book and tell us what other books because they did.
Yes.
Somebody else got that book too, right? Somebody else got that for Christmas.
Yeah, Sue got me the book for Christmas. This is how I know.
Yeah, I dropped the link for that one on Amazon in the chat.
Oh, nice.
So I see on the front, it's also got the 50 state gem and minerals. It's got the 50 state fossils. That's all I see on that front leaf.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's got several other books that are about the states.
This is his 3rd one. Awesome. Yeah.
He's a geology professor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and what's really nice about it is, like Chris said, is it's introductory, but it still has a lot of information on it. If every person knew all of that, we'd be a lot better off. But it's not. So it's not that introductory that it's not interesting.
Yeah, the information in it is very succinctly written up, but it's actually very scientifically accurate. And this is important because Dorothy Norton's kids book for meteorites, What's So Mysterious About a Meteorite, is now out of print, but this one is in print.
Right. And this one, the price is so reasonable, you could give it to somebody as a starter, as a gift for somebody that was wanting to get started in the hobby.
Like 18 bucks or something.
Yeah.
Can add that to
it was a thicker book than I expected it to be.
Yeah,
and the printing is gorgeous.
Yeah, I was really impressed with it. I thought it was a very nice book, and yeah, you can afford to give that and a slice to someone. So
right,
Amazon has the books. Mike Kelly's up next. How are you, bud?
Doing great. So I got a couple things to show off, and
nice.
Primarily, I wanted to show off 3 that I got in my Topher box.
Oh,
ooh.
Nice.
So let's flip this around. So, this came, and this was the piece I believe you showed and told me not to look. So that thing was way too interesting not to make slides out of. So I got the scope set up next to me, and I want to show you guys what's in there in a minute if you can.
Beautiful.
Take a little finagling. That was also in the box. And it's hard to see in the hand specimen, but that had a beautiful, almost dead straight shock vein cutting across the entire piece.
Wow. Yeah.
So I usually do half format slides, but I went full format on that to get all the way across. And the third one was this other NWA, and all these have really nice interiors to them. So I want to try to get on scope and do that. You mentioned L3 melts and other melts. How can you have a 3 with a melt? So this is kind of a neat one. This is LL3 melt breccia. So this is 1 of 1, and you had mentioned Salamo. This is Salamo's classification. So wanted to do that one. And then Mr. Shanos had mentioned having 15376, and Carl had mentioned, hey, I wonder what that looks under the scope. So this slide and the sister slide, which is the first thing I have under the scope, were finished about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So let me see if this works here. And what's nice about, I went with 2 smaller pieces just to make thin sections out of them. What's nice about the bigger of those 2 thin sections is it's got crust.
Oh, very nice.
Let's see what I can pull off here.
Ooh.
Oh, that's cool.
How crystally that looks. Wow.
And there.
Oh, look at that.
Look at
Oh,
the
my.
crystals in the crust.
I think you're right, Pat. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's impressive.
So that's probably backside crust, and what we're probably seeing there are very tiny hitchhikers.
Could be, maybe.
I was doing better at getting this when I was practicing before.
It's almost gemmy looking.
Yeah.
Look at that blue grain.
Is the
The
black
green
a
grain.
combination
The blue
inclusion?
grain.
And pink.
What do you think, Mike?
What was that?
The black part, is that a carbonaceous inclusion?
Up top? No. So the black you see around there is rimming around, metal rimming around one of the chondrules.
Oh, okay. No, I
And then
was
the other
saying
black
on
is metal in it.
mine, I saw some black, like right there. You can see some black inclusions right there. There's
Yeah.
some-
So and that's metal in yours. I don't know because these are my biggest one that I got was 2 grams.
Oh, okay.
But you can see it's got those darker colors. Are obviously limonite staining, like Pat's mentioned in there. But it's got a couple of nice chondrules in there. It's some more higher petrology mix in there because it's 3 through 6. So a lot of this you're seeing in here is more on that 6 side. But I wanted to show off some of the ones that I got from Topher. So the first one was that big inclusion.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And this
Wow.
is actually what's in that big inclusion. So it's actually not a chondrule. I thought it was a chondrule at first, but it's actually a chondritic clast in there.
They happen to be,
and it's so big that I can't fit the whole inclusion in there.
Wow.
But
That's
this is
awesome.
that material in that inclusion. And I had to epoxy stabilize it because it was very loose material. And I didn't want it to all blow apart when I made the thin section.
Yeah.
But the rest of this material that's not in the inclusion, you can see it gets
Wow.
That's
this
great.
color.
That's amazing.
Very nice.
And it's got nice chondrules throughout it.
Yeah, it does. That's cool.
That's just
There's
too
a
cool
radial
for
pyroxene there.
Yeah.
serious.
So it's nice material. I thank you and Sue for picking that out for me. It was really cool to see that classed.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man. You are so welcome. You're another hard guy to buy gifts.
You want to
for.
see that shock vein?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at that
yeah.
shock vein.
See if we can do it. I want to try to get it and then start on one end and work all the way over. Let's see here. So the shock vein starts there. Come on, stay with me.
Wow.
Let's see it.
Let's see.
Interesting.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's
It's out
interesting.
almost
Very
to nothing.
Changes width so much.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Gets
Wow.
thick.
Oh, wow.
Keeps
Wow.
going. And you could tell that the slide is the right thickness because as I traverse the entire piece,
It stays in
it
focus,
stays
man.
in focus.
That's beautiful. I was just scoping
And
that
then we
out.
exit over there.
Wow.
Oh, it looks like it loops around.
Entire piece.
Does that loop around the other side?
And
there?
that
Wow.
Splits the whole thing.
it obviously cuts all the way through and in the specimen it cuts all the way through the piece. So it's on both
Nice.
sides. But the rest of this material, I mean, it looks like a pretty high petrology grade. You know, it's probably
Yeah.
probably a 6.
A lot of colorful fragments.
Yeah, a couple chondrules there. You know, you see the first order olivines in there with their nice colors, but not too many whole chondrules.
Yeah, that's
Whereas-
very cool.
That odd LL3 1 of 1 melt breccia
Mhm.
Mhm.
Wow.
is full of chondrules.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, for something that, like you said, it's amazing that something that can be melted like that and still have 3D material in it
Yeah.
that shows great chondrules to it.
Like to see what Marissa could do with that.
Yeah, that's one big chondrite right there.
Huh.
Yeah, speaking of which, Marissa, I'm gonna have to pack up the slides and head out your way one day. Hang out and do a dork
Yes,
session.
please. Yes, 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 a million times yes.
Cool.
Yep.
Let us know when you do.
That's the
We'll-
majority. Not didn't get too many pieces for the holidays. Just kind of gave myself time to make 25 slides. So
Oh,
Very cool.
5? Damn, that's
Very
awesome.
busy.
yeah.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah, nice.
I'm really glad you're making those, man. That's beautiful material. I was so happy to get a thin section with my Christmas gift, because I don't have a whole lot of thin sections. It's not really my driving thing, but it's so cool to have one right there with the meteorite with a low total known weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once you see that Brachinite like under the scope, I think you'll change your mind, man. That thing is killer.
Nice. I'll correct myself. I don't mind. As you can see, it says Merry Christmas on there. I have very generous benefactor. No, Dr. Yang is I keep saying that he's a friend of the Knowledge Bolide, and he definitely is. He doesn't participate in public that much, but always behind the scenes, he's giving off some great samples.
He's an honorary crew member.
What is that?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
Show the cards for it.
I've seen the photos. Of this.
Really cool.
That's pretty wild.
uber
Don't
rare
see many
stuff.
like that.
Wow.
See, there we go. I was gonna say, let me zoom in. Okay, look at the banding on that.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
subcrystalline.
This is NWA 149. Hold on,
It almost looks like a piece of art.
14958. It's a 3AB.
It looks like it has melted silicate in it.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
I know.
What's going on in the lower left-hand corner there?
I don't know.
That's what I was talking about. It looks like you
Or
had some kind of silicates in there that have been melted and have little vesicles in it.
Yeah, or vugs.
I think it's magnetite. I think it's from the weathering from it. It's having a patina on natural edge.
Gotcha.
nice.
Nice piece.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm super pumped. Mike, you might have a chance to hold this in your hand pretty soon. Because when you
Crust
look,
all the way around.
when you look at this side and you compare it to this side, might
Yeah.
you might
Yeah,
have
if you want to work the backside, we can definitely fix the backside. I
Yeah.
won't tank that though, because you're gonna look, like I said, if that is magnetite along the edges, you'll lose a couple of grains all that stuff. So,
Okay.
but definitely can clean up the backside if you want.
Okay, so that is awesome. I really appreciate that, Shung. Thank you so much. And then I saw this one, another one, 15082. This is a pallasite. So I have 3.2 grams of this beautiful pallasite. Let me see here.
Shrapnel like.
Yeah, that's a nice.
That's cool.
piece.
Bum, bum,
Oh
bum.
boy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Very pretty.
3D olivine.
Yeah.
Love that. I'm so tempted to send this to Chris.
Yeah.
You know, that vaguely reminds me of Somervell County for some reason.
It's nice when you have a piece that as soon as you get it, you're like, you know how I can make that even more awesome? Have Chris acid etch it.
Bring
That
it to
thing's cool.
Tucson.
Yeah. And then on the other one, I'm gonna have Mike retouch that. So both these gifts are going to be brought to a beautiful condition and then added to my collection. So
Nice.
Right.
Dr. Yang, thank you so much for supporting the Knowledge Bolide and being my friend.
Fantastic.
Very cool.
Nice pieces.
We got Johnny Bob. Johnny Bob doing some show and tell. What's up, man?
Hey everybody. I'm just on my iPad, so we'll see if it works. But I got a 1.13 gram Holbrook.
Nice.
Nice. From our good friend Ben Fizzler here.
There we go.
Cool.
Pretty all the way from Arizona. And not only did he give me that, I got a whole bunch of desert sand and the container. So it lives in there usually, but it's pretty cool because there aren't a lot of deserts in Canada. So thanks, Ben. Anyways, I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but it's a pretty nice piece. It's a complete piece. It's got a nice crust on it. It's quite cool.
How many grams?
I think it's 1.13. Yeah,
Not bad size.
but it's got the whole display and everything, so it was all set to go once I opened it. So
That's
Very
so
nice.
cool.
Very nice.
And it's actually from Mr. Hallberg himself.
yeah, exactly.
Mr. Holbert.
Wow, that is super cool. I'm glad you shared that with us, man.
Yeah.
The only non-purchase meteorite I think I own. So thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
And I got desert sand.
Yeah.
I want to grab one thing that I have, something that's a non-meteorite gift as well. It's from a Knowledge Bolide member too. So one sec. It was near the holidays. We had a package like the day before Christmas or 2 days before Christmas. We had a package delivered to us, and it was from a name I didn't recognize. Turns out he sent me this directly from the current owner. So I didn't know who it was, and I didn't put any priority on it whatsoever until I opened it up, and I'm like, I don't know who this person is, but they sent me something really cool. And then this popped out. All right. So this was a Christmas gift from someone on our Knowledge Bolide.
Hey, Smiley.
Yeah.
Smiley himself. And I thought this was super cool.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, very
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Some scientific
Try not to be jealous,
journal.
Pat.
I don't even know what to call it, to be honest with you, but it's a pretty thin but nice pamphlet on meteors and meteorites in ancient Near East, and it's beautiful because I'm still older than it. I got 2 years on it, but it's right down the street from ASU.
yeah.
This is some nice ephemeral.
Yeah, I thought it is just super, super cool.
Looks like it's
Very
never been
nice.
opened.
It is in pristine condition. That's why I'm like really nervous to mess with it right now. But if you look here, the first book in the series was Research into Meteorites by Carlton Moore. It goes all the way down to the bottom, and the last one is the Meteorites in the Near East. So these
Cool.
are the series.
Would that qualify as a monograph?
I'm
That's
not
what we were trying to figure out.
Yeah, we were wondering ourselves.
I would say yes, because the page numbers are higher numbers, and yeah, so that almost certainly, these monographs, they would publish them as a book periodically, and so yeah, I think that counts.
Well, awesome. I'm glad we ID'd it as a crew, but Smiley, thank you very much. I really appreciate this.
That's in great shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very thoughtful too, man. Yeah, Sue bought me a Christmas present of a night out on a date with her, and this is the video that talks about what it is. Just want me to play it, babe?
Yeah.
I want this experience to inspire you into taking a journey with me inside your mind and light.
This will be at a planetarium on the ceiling.
Yeah, just imagine laying back and seeing this above your head.
Yeah.
Allow your mind to take a journey.
Allow your mind to take a journey. Things that it was talking about was like, in addition to it being a good experience, it's very calming and soothing, and you can just like float away in your thoughts. So I'm really looking forward to it. I thought it was pretty interesting gift. I think our last show and tell of the night is Cliff Yap, and I'm hoping he's going to show us or tell us a story about being a father.
I was sticking to the theme. Being a father is quite. It's about as much of a seismic shift as having a meteorite land nearby. I will say that for it. Our son arrived a little early, so he was the Christmas Bolide event.
Nice.
Arrived on the 4th. Excuse me, not colony, Covert.
Oh, and the 90
Nice.
Yep. It's H5. This is a 31.8 gram slice.
Wow.
Oh, very nice. That's a big one for Covert.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was from Ureilites, and they were kind of doing random sales, and they just, I guess by chance, picked this one to show, and it really showed well, just the amount of metal, the low weathering, good contrast between the metal and the matrix, and for a named US slice, this was a pretty nice looking sizable piece, so I ended up going for it.
That's
Nice.
very cool. It's about 30 times bigger than what I have. Sweet.
I love me my H's.
That's metal mania there.
Yeah, the magnet likes this one.
Yeah.
It would.
Well, I know that you're a very reserved and quiet, private person, but congratulations on being a dad. Really happy for you, man.
Thank you.
And with that, I am going to close this
No,
episode.
wait.
With that, I'm going to kick it over to my beautiful wife.
Look behind you in the chair by the office. We did get another gift that I thought was really special.
Oh, yeah.
So Maxime sent us a gift, and it was really cool because it was all numbered. We had to open things in a certain order, and it was a lot of like Belgian treats, speculoos, and different his favorite candy, and then his girlfriend Amelie's favorite candy, and all that. And then this book that he said is a source of national pride for his country. It came out years and years ago, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with this. But the funny thing is like I kept looking at the front of this book, and I'm like, where have I seen this before? Those space stickers I get, they actually have a sticker with this book on it.
Yeah, this is very famous.
Yeah, it's really like I was reading some of the lines to Topher. We were laughing so hard because it is very like cheesy and stuff, but it's very entertaining. But I think when was that, from the 50s, Topher?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, reminds me of Cold War Yugoslavia at times.
The graphics on this were very very important and influenced a lot of people. This is was some very early, essentially science fiction stuff in cartoon form.
Yeah, I've read a few of the Adventures of Tintin, but not many.
Yeah, that's what it is, Tintin.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah. So I thought it was really a cool gift. And I'm glad you brought this in, babe, because I forgot all about it not being in my office. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Maxime.
Yeah, and part of their gift, as Sue said, was a bunch of Belgian treats. So their favorite candies. Happy holidays, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back in a few weeks. Take care, guys.
Take care.
All right.
I guess.
Good night.
Thanks to the magic of reflect across polarized light, and I'll do a brief commercial again. Without reflect across polarized light, that's what we see, and that's cool.
Yeah,
interesting. And there's
that is a neat texture.
Cool stuff in there, but when we put on our Dick Tracy X-ray goggles, that's what we get to see.
Nice.
That's all. Thank you, Topher.
Awesome, Pat. I'm going to stay with you for 1 second because I'm going to give you my 7-second summation of what cross-polarized filtered light and what we just did. We basically filtered out all the reflecting angles of light that are bouncing around and focused solely on the ones going straight back from the piece and the light source, or the eyepiece and the light source, or something like that, in order to limit what we're seeing interrupting our view.
Yeah, so what we're seeing, so we illuminate with polarized light, and then we look through another polarizer that's at 90 degrees to the polarizer that we use to illuminate. And essentially what it does is cancels the surface reflections off of, the fusion crust, but especially off of desert varnish, which acts like a thin layer of glass. And desert varnish is weird. We don't really understand it, but it's something that grows on rocks in the desert. And these are NWA rocks. But by using this special reflect across polarized light technique, which is I've talked about in great detail in one of Topher's videos on YouTube. That's the result.
It's amazing, but you're a liar. You haven't talked about it on just one video. Greg Shanos is joining us. Greg, happy holidays, buddy.
Happy holidays, Topher. So I made a small video of my Christmas meteorite. Let's see.
So did your wife get this for you, or did you buy it for yourself?
I got it for myself.
Nice.
Okay, here it is. You see it?
Yep.
Okay, great.
I recognize that paper.
Know where you got that from.
Ooh.
Oh, I know what this one is. Yes.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a beauty?
That's sweet.
That is.
Oh,
Nice slice.
look at that.
Is that a carbonaceous inclusion?
Looks like it.
It looks
know.
it, doesn't it?
Oh,
Certainly looks
oh
like it.
yeah.
Wow,
it
that's
does.
huge. Might even need another one down in the corner there.
Beautiful.
Lower right.
That would be beautiful under a scope, man. We'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the number on that one?
That's 15376, the Genomict. Actually, this has an interesting story. When we were making the video of this meteorite 15376, Topher showed me his specimen. I said, wow, that's a beauty. So I just went on Google and Googled that, and the first thing that came out was this image, and it was from Star Hunter Meteorites. Said, oh, the Humphreys, they're great legitimate meteorite dealers. Plus, he even gave me the membrane box.
Nice.
And I looked up the membrane. A membrane box this size goes $15 to $18.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
They're not cheap. Yeah, I've never ever had a meteorite sent to me in a membrane box. Never. So I was really happy with this. Okay, so that's it for me. Thank you.
Greg, that's a beautiful meteorite. I have two slices right over here.
Yeah,
I think
know.
one of them may actually be a sister slice to that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is actually. It has the exact same shape.
Yeah.
And had the same black inclusion.
And I'll edit this out, but if you haven't ever received a meteorite in a membrane case, you haven't purchased enough meteorites from Topherspin Meteorites.
Yeah.
Edit, moving on.
If it's 3/6, what does that mean? Usually it's 3/4. Does that, as opposed to the dash? The dash means it includes all of them.
Yeah.
I welcome you to.
What does the slash mean?
I welcome you to check out the video on Topherspin Meteorites YouTube channel. What is a Genomict? About this exact meteorite. So, in a nutshell, it contains the same type of material. So this is an LL, and it contains material, everything that's been classified down to a 3 and also to a 6, side by side, but not different. Pat, I got 95% of the way there. Finish me off, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of variability about the way things are classified in the Met Bull. So I don't have a definitive answer for slash or dash, but the Genomict Brecha video that Topher did does explain that nicely. And in that one, it's meteorites of the same compositional type, but different petrological grades, different amounts of metamorphosis, and all smushed together as a breccia.
And I think that we actually needed to, we recorded an addendum to that video because we had it wrong. In the video, we said it includes 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's not required for a genomic. What is required that it has for that classification is it has LL3 and LL6 at least. It may have others in between, but it's not a necessity.
Right.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to have each piece. And with breccias like that, you know, it's the philosophers describing the elephant with a blindfold on. Every slice is not going to have every piece. Sorry, Michael.
No, I was just going to say, if you have a slash, it means it's either a 3 or a 4, or a 4 or 5. Those numbers are always going to be right next to each other, right? So they're not 100% on the petrology grade. Whereas with the dash, like you're saying, it's got some material on the 3 end and some material on the 6 end. And again, the genomic aspect of it, so you could have a 3/ or 3-6, and it's not genomic because the 3 material is different material than the 6 material. Right. So when they say genomic, yeah, Topher's right. You know, it's the same source material that has just been altered in different ways and reassembled, but it's all from the same original one type of material.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm glad we had a good conversation about it here because it got us another chance to explain it and hopefully understand, and so we can re-explain it because that's where I'm having the hardship right now. But
it's a great video.
Yeah, thank you, man. And that's a great material to do it on too.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So what Mike was saying, does that mean we're always asking about the difference between the slashes and the hyphens and all that? So if it's a slash, a forward slash, it's always going to be the number right next to it, right? It's going to be like 4 or 5 or 3 4 or something like.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 consecutive numbers because they're straddling their decision on whether it's a 3 or whether it's a 4.
Right. Yes. So my NWA 15285 classification that I did with Daniel, that I still don't feel worthy about being a co-classifier, but that one was in between 4 and 5, and so that one got classified as 4/5. It had some characteristics of 4 and some characteristics of 5.
Hey, if you guys, or Mike, if you don't mind me asking, how can something, obviously be a 3, which is, fairly untouched by heat, and then right next to it a 6? Like, what exactly is going on where these things are side by side, yet one is unaltered and one is extremely altered?
A lot of times those are your regolith breccias, so they're on the surface or close to the very edge asteroid, like NWA 869 is a known regolith breccia. So you're having what's called gardening and mixing of the material together, the 3s and the deeper material that's been more altered based on impact.
Okay, yeah, I just would have assumed that something that would create some type of a breccia like that, the impact would be big enough to melt something where it wouldn't be a 3. But that's interesting to know that something can take a pretty hard impact but remain somewhat unchanged.
Well,
there'll be different areas of the impact. There'll be the impactor itself and the vaporization of the crater, but there'll be shock waves propagating through the material. And on a smaller body where the gravitational pull isn't so severe, you'll get enough force to throw material off the body that still wasn't actually in the zone of intense heat.
That makes total sense. Thank you.
I'll add to that too, that in order to get type 6 or type 7 material that's fairly highly metamorphosed, you got to have a considerable amount of time under heat and pressure. And that generally comes with larger parent bodies. And it's not completely proven, but one of the popular theories among the scientists is that type 3s are from the surface of a planetesimal, type 4s buried a little bit, 5 buried some more, 6 buried some more. And the heating is a combination of relatively short-lived radioisotopes like aluminum-26 and impact heating. But when you talk about a parent body that's big enough to have, type 6 material that's that metamorphosed, it generally tends to be fairly large. And so the thing that causes those meteorites to, be available to find an Earth crossing orbit is impact. And, not all the impacts are at, orbital sort of speeds. There's all sorts of speeds, high and low. And so it's that impact that really mixes the different layers. And as one of the scientists said, the early solar system was a very violent place. And so during the early bombardment period, there was lots of pinball action and stuff busting up, and a lot of that heating, like from aluminum 26, happened well before the large impact era.